Russell T. Davies is back at the writing helm for Bubble and Dot for the new episode of Doctor Who. Now, this is pretty interesting. Whereas last week we had an episode that really wasn't even a complete story. He just didn't finish it. This one was, but it shows in its themes a complete lack of self-awareness and also just some insidious messaging thrown in at the end that ruined what actually could have been something pretty good. It just goes to show that these companies really need editorial oversight over people like Russell T. Davies. He's off the rails. He's obviously gone insane. He's got a nutty political agenda, and just letting him do whatever he wants without somebody like going through and revising this stuff is hurting Doctor Who so badly. This could have been just one of the best episodes of Doctor Who in the 2005 forward era, if it were not for a couple of things here, and we'll get into that in just a moment. All right, my name's John Delarose. I'm a professional science fiction author, #1 bestseller on Amazon, and we've been cooking along, selling a lot of this trilogy, The Arishan War, to you guys. I appreciate you Doctor Who fans because you're good readers, and I know a lot of you actually picked up the audiobooks as well. And this trilogy is great. If you like good space opera without the nefarious agenda, go check this out. I'll put this in the description below, and thank you guys for supporting our work and supporting the channel here. Okay, so this episode starts out, and it's about a social media bubble. And these people on this colony have been just trapped in these social media bubbles to where they just can't even remotely get out there. They're stuck. They can't even walk without the bubble on because and they can't even look at the real world. And that is exactly kind of where our society's been headed. Now, there's been a lot of science fiction TV series and other series that have made fun of social media elements before. The ones that come to mind are the episode of The Orville that did this a few years ago, and then Community with their Meow Meow Beans social credit app, which was pretty funny. Now, where this one differs is it hits this pretty hard, and it shows how stupid people become via social media and in their bubbles. And that's what the premise of it is there's monsters outside in the real world. They're literally eating you. I mean, it's not very subtle at all. And you're in here just blocking everything that doesn't just make you feel good and just give you quick dopamine hits and just anything that's not trite and shallow, you just get rid of. Pretty standard message. Nothing. I mean, we've seen science fiction messages about this stuff for decades, and this is exactly where it's at. And you see these millennial, or I guess Gen Z people, 17 to 27, are on this planet, and they're sent here by their rich parents to just live in a bubble, and so they're in a bubble in a bubble. Pretty good commentary, and that's exactly what's caused a lot of the problems in our society. These young Gen Z people and all that have been forced into these bubbles. They don't even know what gender they are anymore, and you can't say a man's a man and a woman's a woman anymore without offending the hell out of these people and getting them to try to remove you and purge you from their lives, from your life even. It's crazy. So I deal with it every day, just being counter narrative. Where Russell T. Davies is not socially aware of his own ineptitudes here, this is exactly what the people in Hollywood or in Doctor Who's instance, the BBC are doing by walling themselves off in their own little echo chamber bubble. So they're in their own bubble. They're being flooded with money to push this DEI agenda, which it does get into in the episode, by Disney and by governments, and they block anybody who doesn't agree with it and says, hey, this is actually way worse product than it used to be because you've done this. This is actually not good. But that's what they've done. It's a complete lack of self-awareness here. Now, monsters are showing up. The Doctor can't get through the bubble, but can warn her via the app here. And so he tries to get through. She blocks him immediately, and then he comes back and for some reason he has the ability to get through the block, which of course people like me don't in real life. The real heroes here who are trying to save you from this crap do not have the ability to get through the block because we don't have power. The social networks actually try to harm us, is what happens here for real. Again, lack of self-awareness by Russell T. Davies, who gets promoted by all this stuff. Everybody who follows him is just a sycophant just like he's warning about. Very weird. But hey, that's your life, bro. So he warns and tries to get her out of the city. She's inept. She can't do anything. Other commentary that's pretty funny is they only work 2 hours a day, which is definitely the modern environment since COVID, since nobody goes into the office anymore and really doesn't work as hard anymore. It's kind of sad. And that is that generation. The 17 to 27-year-olds in here are definitely unable to work. They're unable to produce anything, and they're just trapped in these little social media bubbles. It's really weird. But as this goes along, you start to notice like something about this society in that every one of these inept, like trapped, weird people are white, and that's something that comes along. Now, this girl basically is getting out, and why is she getting out? And like, why are the monsters not killing her? They're killing her friends. They ignore her, and she's able to finally sneak out as her friends disappear one by one. Of course, we have a dude in a dress because this is Doctor Who, and you have to put a dude in a dress and some gay people in it through this entire situation. And that's exactly what Russell T Davies does. Now, again, like these people are, it's like inadvertent failure of his messaging in that these people who are like all wrapped up in their being gay dudes in dresses are stupid people in the bubble. It's like the Maestro was the trans villain and was like a arrogant egomaniac villain. So every time they try to insert these messages, they kind of self-own themselves. Now it goes along. It's actually like very well paced and very gripping. As she's trying to avoid these like slug monsters who are trying to consume and eat all these people. She has to actually turn off her bubble, get out of her comfort zone in order to survive. Pretty cool. I was actually thrilled about it for about 40 minutes worth. And then at the end of it, they all get to this like underground tunnel, and like they're all going to like go out into the unknown outside of the city's bubble. And the doctor is like, "No, come with us. We'll put you in the TARDIS and put you somewhere safe on a new planet." And they all tell him, "No, you're not one of us. We can't go with you. Very nice of you for what you did. Bye." And they shut him out. Now, this was an obvious like white people versus black people sort of commentary, which is insane. Because, again, this doesn't exist in real life. This racism crap they pretend is a thing is not a thing. The only people who are racist are people like Russell T Davies who hate white people. And that is the commentary at the very end of the episode, that all these white people are just so dumb and so bigoted that the doctor in his magical box can't save them. So I guess all the people in like the Congo, we should just roll in there. Rwanda, just park there, and they'll have a magical box of science that can save us. Really funny. It's ironic too, because again, like most developments in science and all that come from European white culture, but that's a different rant for a different time. It's the fact that he hates white people so much, and it's very evident in this episode at the very end. Like he had to ruin like the good message about social media with this like weird racism crap. Now, they also put in an insidious message at the end about Christianity. And so same thing, attacking Christianity, much like the Stephen Moffat episode did with his like Anglican armies. This is, again, the theme. Christians are evil. White people are evil. This is what it's naked in Doctor Who. It's right there. This is like so insidious. And they say they're on a God-given mission. And then they accuse the Doctor of voodoo. So his commentary is the Christian white people hates science, call it voodoo, and they call it voodoo because, again, that's a traditionally like black thing from Jamaica or whatever. So knocking voodoo is somehow a bad thing. Now voodoo is evil. Witchcraft is evil. So I'm just going to be unequivocal in this stuff here. They're inverting morals, and that's the intention here, because Russell T Davies is a very immoral person as they go through here. Now, like I said, the most insidious part about all this is he spent 40 minutes actually building a really, really good Doctor Who story. Classic. They've got slug monsters chasing these people down. They're eating them. And then, the white people are all horrible people. Has to like just ruin the episode. And that's what he's doing. Now, what's interesting, again, is this was gripping and this was great on the actor level. Everybody in it was entertaining. Like the lady was actually the main character here, who you spent most of the time in her perspective, was pretty good. She had a guy named Ricky September, who was like a heartthrob. He looked like Rick Astley, the Never Gonna Give You Up guy. And he's a singer and all that. And he was actually a true hero in this. And what was great about it, again, like much like last episode, was Ncuti Gatwa was not in it for very much. He was maybe in 10 minutes of it, and he was just a background character kind of guiding them at times. And there were points in the episode where he wasn't in it for very long at all. And it made it great. And when he came in at the end and started like trying to lecture you on your racism and stuff like that, and starts fake crying, and like his bad acting is on full display, like where he's like pretending to be hurt, that made your eyes roll. It makes you actually hate this message by Russell T Davies more than anything, because the delivery is so ham-fisted and the acting by him is so bad. So really interesting. This is probably the best episode of the season up till 40 minutes, where they go into that messaging, and then it goes crazy on the messaging. But at least it's better than last episode in that it actually has a full story. And the moral of the story is, once you get Gatwa out of the episode, Doctor Who isn't that bad. Oh my gosh. Crazy stuff. So this is really, really terrible and insidious. Russell T Davies should be ashamed of himself. And that's it. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out my Oration War trilogy on Amazon. Links in the description below. We'll be back soon.